Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are around the globe. This is Mr. Bill, and today we're going to talk about the Fireside Chat. This is something I just started recently to help give you an update on what I'm seeing in the industry. Some different nuggets out there to help you with what you do. Sorry about being scrungy today. I'm actually about to help my son with his vehicle, and it's a busy Father Sunday trying to work on a BMW. So hey, I tell you what, that's what we do, right? But before I started doing that, I want to make sure that we were connected here, that you have information you need to be able to proceed with what you have. Because what I'm finding is practitioners we're getting overwhelmed. We got too much on our plate. We're thinking about all this other stuff, which is great, and I highly encourage you if you're ready to go that step. But also you need to focus on what you really have. Now, I didn't do a proper introduction. My name is Bill, Mr. Bill, and I am one of those recovering IT practitioners. Really, end user support. That was my role. I got that email saying let's start tracking and start managing all the hardware and software, and being able to say, let's make it happen. Little did I know that 30 years later, I'd be doing things like this and helping practitioners around the globe, now helping over 4,000 practitioners. And there's more. That's the whole idea behind doing this, to go that next step, helping companies further thrive in what they're doing. Because what I've found is, yes, I've been doing a day or two, but the fundamentals are still not there. But more importantly, back to our today's topic. We think about for the Fireside Chat, I talked about focus. I brought that up a moment ago. Focus. What do I mean by that? Focus on what you really enjoy. See, with asset management, we have so many things that can be on our plate, right? You hear about these new things. You think about what you're doing foundationally. If you've just recently come within this space, welcome. I'm happy to have you here, because there's all sorts of things happening, right? But it's easy to get overwhelmed. Now, keep in mind, I've been around a day or two, so I've seen plenty, been involved with plenty, but do I know it all? I don't, I never will. And that's why I thrive, because I leverage those that have their own focus in their different areas. I know my weaknesses, great. According to my wife, I don't know all of them, but that's a different story. But when you start focusing on what you really enjoy, see, with all the one-on-one practitioner discussions I've been having, I've been finding that everyone's just getting overwhelmed because there's too much on your plate. Trust me, I have plenty on my plate too, but you also have to focus on what you really enjoy. And if you don't enjoy something, honestly, go find something else. I know that's hard to hear at this point in time, but my point's not to be flippant with that comment. But even with your current role, focus on what you really enjoy and ask for help when you need to. Because we don't do that nearly enough. As practitioners, as IT folks, and I'm just as guilty, we want to do it all. Well, let's make it all happen. That's it. And those that have never been a practitioner in the industry, whether you're talking about IT asset management, software asset management, or configuration management, those that haven't done it, whether it's consultant or actual practitioner, so you actually performing the role within an organization, you don't understand. You don't understand what it takes to go that next step. And my point's to challenge you as practitioners and consultants to realize, okay, what do I really enjoy? Because there's only one person looking out for you, and that's you. Sure, I'm doing my best to help you from this side. Absolutely, and I'm more happy to do that. But there's only one person looking for you. And I'm not trying to make you put standoffish, etc. But that's the whole idea, is what is your dream? What do you have a passion for? How are you driving forward? Because when you think about that, you have to also think about, how can you invest in yourself? What should you be doing? It's like, Bill, well, this Fireside Chat, you're telling me what's happening within the week. Absolutely. And the reason why I say invest in yourself is figure out what's focused on you. Where do you want to grow? What do you want to further strive and improve upon? See, one thing I learned a long time ago, back in my GE days, I'm a former GE Capital guy, Six Sigma, all that stuff. What I really found my true passion was turning, whether it's hardware asset management, software asset management, or configuration management, into a continual improvement program. And when I talk to customers and talk to clients, or even talk to practitioners, I say, have you made it part of a Six Sigma or quality program as far as what you're working on? I said, no, we haven't done that. I said, why not? He said, you think about what you're working with. It's the most critical of anything else. You go, really? I said, okay, so imagine your entire environment without technology. Just turn it all off. Are you functional? I'd say 99% of you are not functional. Sure, you have some manufacturing, great, but technology is very involved in our world. So if you make it a continual improvement program as far as how you track the assets, hardware, how you do compliance, software, how you look at the relationships with your configuration management and make sure those changes are updated as the changes in the environment happen, configuration management, right? You think about continual improvement, then you're able to further improve it and work with your stakeholders to make that happen. So what I mean by invest in yourself is find something you really are passionate about, focus on it, but also realize the only one looking out for you is you. Sure, you can get feedback from organizations, and you should get constructive feedback. It's not always constructive. I totally get it. Trust me, I've been there too. And more importantly, I want you to be able to figure out how to strive and drive. And when you invest in yourself, it may take a little bit of observation, realization to say, oh, what's happening out there? Because what you want to be careful of are these trainings and certifications. I'm not saying you shouldn't do those, but realize what the true value is when you do that. Walk into the door. Because what I want you also to realize is some of those trainings have perceptions that are not reality. And my point's not to slam anybody, but provide you a realization that it only goes so far. And that goes true with hardware asset management, software asset management, and configuration management, all three areas. Even with all the certifications and the standards coming out, there's only so much out there. Trust me, I've been looking at some of the standards and the new standard like ISO 19770. I've been looking at it. It's got a way to go. It's great. Version -1 is finally released. Actually, it's been released for a while. But just realize getting a certification program for it is only going to get you so far. That does not tell you how to apply it. It does not tell you how it actually works out there. Same goes with understanding the software asset management trainings you have. Because all these trainings, the reality is it's only 20% of what you really can do. It's 20, not, well, let me say it differently. It's 20% of what your role really entails. See, as practitioners, we get pushed in corners and we're told by management, get the certification. And we realize that as we take it, it falls short. It just does. It falls short all the time. See, back in the day when you got certified, I was talking to a friend of mine about this earlier in the week. When I got trained, for example, when I was doing end user support for a digital equipment company, right? That goes back literally 20 years. I was trained how to be on the phone, be a phone person. They said, Bill, but that's simple. Just pick up the phone, start talking to people. You'd be amazed. If you're going to create a culture, it's more than just talking to somebody. It's figuring out how you are going to articulate your message, how you're going to communicate, how you're going to make sure you're going to actually all the way follow through with what you're talking to, making sure you are articulating how you're going to connect with that person and make sure if the escalations happen, you know what to do. See, in today's day and age, we don't get that type of training. We don't think about it. And trust me, I did 80 calls a day successfully. Some of my peers couldn't do 40, and I wasn't trying to show off for anybody. It's just I was proficient at it. Was I perfect? I wasn't. There were times, literally, I got frustrated. It's like some individuals should not be on the phone is the best way to put it. And I was fine on the phone, but it was on the other side. It's like, really, okay, we're having a bad day. And I had to learn how to work within those constraints. We all have challenges, but my point is, even today, when you think about the training that's available for, again, software asset management, configuration management, and hardware asset management are all combined, we don't get that type of training today. See, that training then, I was comprehensive, ready to go on the phone and deal with just about everything. Today, we don't get that. That's not today's day and age. We get little nuggets of information, then we have to figure it out. So my point is, if you're going to invest in something where you're able to grow and you know your limitations. Don't go in with assumptions. Validate your assumptions. Make sure before you go in that whatever it is. Because think in our area, right? And here's some topics that we hear on a regular basis. FinOps, the financial operations for the cloud. You've got that going on. SecOps, how you're doing the security operations, how we're aligning with that. You're hearing a lot of that, especially in the US. The ISO 19770, going through some of those trainings and understanding how that works. Great. Or being able to go to a conference and say, okay, this conference is going to provide me all this knowledge. I'm not saying not to do them. I'm saying you need to set your expectations prior to walking in and make sure you validate your expectations that they're actually possible to attain prior to walking in the door. Trust me, I've been a conference speaker for 20 plus years now. If you think about that, how did I start? I start with uncomfortable action, went in front of folks, and little did I know in 1999, I would be doing this live here and going around the globe. I have to say it was one of the best experiences I ever had. And one of the individuals very distinctly I'm still friends with today. And I was a customer with her for years. But I'm also giving you this insight because you're able to go that next step. Because the most important part, and this is the last part I'm going to give you in this fireside chat, this is about helping you have insight what you're doing as well as helping better you, is most importantly, be you. Look at my dirty finger. It's called grease. Be you. Sometimes you have to get dirty in order to move forward. Okay, bad analogy, but you get it. I want you to be you. Don't worry about being the buddy. Don't worry about being that super consultant, etc. I'm not saying you can't achieve that, but you need to enjoy it. I want you to be you and really enjoy what you can do and be part around community members that really support you. And that's the whole idea behind even the co-op is being able to be around practitioners and actually support you and go that next step. And feel free to reach out to me if there's something I can do. Absolutely. But my point behind that is I want you to enjoy what you're doing, because what I'm seeing is a lot of burnout happening right now. It's been doing your skill great for a lot of years. And trust me, everyone that's reaching out to me, thank you. I applaud you. I give yourself a pat on the back. You're taking that uncomfortable action saying, I want to do more. I want to learn. I want to explore in other areas. Do it. Be you. If you're ready to go that next step, the first thing I can suggest is be really proficient what you do today. And do some measurements on yourself. Do some measurements. I mean, English is my second or third language, right? And some of you it is. But for me, it's supposed to be my first and primary, and there I still mess it up. Identify what you're really proficient at. If it's data, great. If it's process, awesome. If it's building teams, phenomenal. Or with the technology, be proficient in what you're good at. Don't look at everything and say, okay, I need to learn all of this. Be good at your job and do it extremely well and then grow. That's my fireside chat for you. Because at the end of the day, when you become more proficient in what you're doing, you feel more relaxed. When you become more proficient in what you do, you actually have the opportunity to go that next step and explore new opportunities. When you're able to explore new opportunities, think about how you're able to advance yourself and stay within the program. And trust me, I want you to be around asset management, software asset management, configuration management for years. Be a crazy one like me, now doing it for 30 years. It's never boring. Even with trust me, there's a lot of crazy stuff I have. I go, really? I scratch my head. It's like, okay, that doesn't make sense. But that's okay. Most importantly, be you. So as we move forward, give me a little bit of feedback. Feel free to DM me. And think about how you're able to achieve, again, focus. That's my fireside chat for you. Focus on what you really enjoy. If you're just learning and just getting into this industry, Same goes with you. Don't worry about, all the other trainings. Think about what you are really proficient in, and then think about the trainings. Think about if that training is going to help you succeed. And yes, paycheck's part of it, but a paycheck is only part of the answer. Most importantly, you need to figure out what you are good at. It's Mr. Bill. That's my fireside chat for today. I will continue on the journey and try and do my best to do this on a weekly basis. And that's the whole idea. Again, sorry about being scruffy. I've got to go literally work on a car with my son. So maintenance time, that's how it happens. And yes, even I get dirty from time to time, and I enjoy it. It's very therapeutic at times to be able to get in with the weeds, roll up your sleeves, and understand how it all works. Because kind of like me, when you make it all work together, you feel something accomplished. When you feel accomplished, you feel more relaxed. When you feel more relaxed, you actually get to sleep better at night. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. Have a great one. Bye now.